Hi, welcome to Alaska Rural Homestead. Today we're going to be talking about the coronavirus and how you can prevent it in your household. First off, let me say I have the experience in disease control. I was a combat medic for 14 years and I spent a lot of time in third world countries. Not only did they teach me emergency medicine and trauma medicine, but they taught me how to prevent disease and different spreadable illnesses throughout different third world countries. So that being said, let's touch on the coronavirus. The coronavirus is a common virus. It's been around for years. This isn't something new. Okay, don't panic over this. The news is making you panic. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Republican, okay? I'm saying it because it's the truth. Let's be honest here, okay? First off, let's go talk about Lysol. The coronavirus has been around so long that Lysol will actually tell you it kills it, okay? This isn't something new. They just didn't start putting it on the Lysol bottles. But if you'll look at this blue label here, this tells you everything Lysol kills. The pink part down in here tells you the medical grade stuff that it kills. Obviously it has to sit on there longer. And the white is even more potent. Basically, if you take something and you spray it, you let it dry, kills the germs that are on it, especially the coronavirus, influenza, SARS, avian flu, swine flu, norovirus, okay, all this stuff. So, that being said, let's get into hygiene real quick. You seen me, I just sprayed that bottle right there. It killed the germs on this. But you know what? There are lots of things in your house that hold germs. Cell phones, that's a major one. Your remote, another major one, okay? Door handles, refrigerator handles, bathroom handles, the bathroom sink. These all hold germs. But not only that, but clothing and stuff like that. So let's step back a minute. Let's talk about the way most of these diseases, including the coronavirus, are spread. They're spread not through airborne, okay? And I say that because for me to catch the airborne virus for corona, I would literally have to have my wife sneeze in my face or somebody else, which if it was somebody else it wouldn't be pleasant for them, I guarantee you. But anyways, it would have to be that close for me to get it into my system. That's typically not how it's spread. The way it is spread is if I go, achoo, and it's on my hands, okay? Or somebody else sneezes into their hands and then they shake your hand. That's called cross-contamination. You have contaminated somebody else or they have contaminated you. If you pick up something, whether it be at a grocery store or wherever, and somebody else has touched that has had that disease or that virus, they are spreading it through this by touch. That is how this is spread. So this is where your personal hygiene comes into effect. If you wash your hands and you keep them clean, if you use this bottle of Perel when there's nothing else available, it will kill these viruses that are being spread. Because what happens is just because you touch it doesn't mean you're infected. The way you get infected is if you put your hands to your face, to your mouth, if you eat something, which now you're ingesting that virus, if you're rubbing your eye, which is a mucus pore that allows it to go in that way, that's how this is spread. By using proper hand washing techniques, and I'm moving my hands the way you should be washing your hands, like this, through your fingers, do the backs like this. You need to do this consistently for at least 30 seconds under warm water with an antibacterial soap. When you're done, shake off, tilt your hands upwards, that way the dirty water that's down here on the bottom of your arm that you haven't washed doesn't run onto your clean hands, but hold them up like this. Doesn't have to be like a doctor, but just hold them up a little bit so that the water doesn't drain downwards. Reach over, grab your clean towel and dry your hands. Now they're clean. Just keep in mind that if you touch something, like for instance your son just comes in and hands you his book bag, you now recontaminated yourself. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That's what your proper hand washing's for. The more you wash your hands, the cleaner you're going to be when you touch your face, your mouth, your eyes, or your son or your baby. Doesn't matter. We'll take another step here. We're going to talk about these dust masks, or what they call a surgical mask. True story, I was at the pharmacy the other day picking up some medication. Two guys came in and they were looking for these masks. They asked the pharmacist about the mask And she politely said, "We're sorry, we're out of them," and that she didn't know if any pharmacy in town had them. These two grown men were panicking, okay? Don't. Please don't. These masks here are a standard dust mask. They're OSHA rated, they're N95 for dust particulates. You can pick them up at any hardware store if you really got to have one. If you can't find one of these and you just got to have a mask, go get you a dust respirator. They're not that expensive, 24 bucks, and then you buy the little cartridge that screws in the side, which is N95. I'm going to laugh at you when I see you. My wife's going to giggle, and it's going to be really funny because it really doesn't do you any good. Because you know what? You're not going to get it that way. The chances of you breathing it in are slim to none. Like I told you, you're going to get it from touching something and then putting it in your face or your mouth. These, however, prevent you from spreading it to somebody else. This is the big key for this. If you have to sneeze and you have that on, or you have to cough and you have that on, it traps the particulates on the inside of that mask so you're not spreading it. The other way that you can do that, pull your shirt out, stick your head in and sneeze or cough, or bring your arm up and sneeze and cough into that. If you do that, you're going to do your part by not spreading it. The other way, like I said, your hand sanitizers here, that does your part of not getting it also. One last thing I'll touch on before I pass this over to the wife. You go into these grocery stores, you see all of these shopping carts. Every one of ours, even in Alaska here, has one of those little totes right there where it's got the little sanitation wipes. You can pull one out and wipe the handles. That is an awesome idea because you don't know who has went there with their dirty hands and touched that cart. They could have anything from a simple cold to hepatitis C, and you can get it just off of touching that shopping cart because you're not going to think about it if you don't use this, and you're going to eventually stick it towards your face, or you're going to handle some food and eat it. So, by simply wiping that handle down, that prevents about 90% of you being able to get it. If there's no wipes available, carry the Perel, the little alcohol here. Throw it on a napkin, wipe the handle. If you don't have a napkin, put a little bit extra in your hand, rub it together, and then soak that handle with your two hands. Wipe the excess off on your pants. I know it's not very polite, but just wipe it off on your hands. Grab a little bit more of this, put it in your palm, and then rub it till it's dry. Now you've sanitized not only your hands, but the handle right there that probably your child's going to grab a hold of. And if you've got a little one that you sit in the basket right there, please do that, because you know what they do. And they put their mouth on it. Guess what? Now you've contaminated your poor kid. So the last thing I'm going to say is, my wife is going to show you how to make hand sanitizer, but if you don't feel like making it, don't think you want to make it, that's fine. Get you some Perel and carry it. But I highly recommend using the stuff my wife makes because we use it and it's awesome.
Okay, so these little things, I totally despise these. Everything nowadays has so many bad things in there for our body. And yeah, we're not going to be able to protect ourselves or our children all the time. But these are great if that's all you can afford. But if you can afford to pick up a few little ingredients to make your own and not be so toxic for your kids, if you have little ones, then I suggest you make your own. So I've got mine put in a little bottle here, and I just start mixing it in this. So I have aloe vera gel here. Now they do have the cosmetic grade aloe vera that you can get, but this is what I have. So this is what I use. I use a 1/4 cup of this. I use a tablespoon of this alcohol. Now it is a little drying to your skin, but the glycerin is not only a cleanser, but a moisturizer also. So I use a teaspoon of this. And then, so I'll put that in my jar, and then depending on how strong you like it, I usually put in about 10 drops of the tea tree, which is a disinfectant. And then I love On Guard doTERRA. and 10 drops of that. And I just put it in here, fill it with water, shake it up, and pour it into your container. And one thing else I would suggest, if you make this stuff, if you have little kiddos that go to school, I mean, they bring home all kinds of germs, but I'm sure if you talk to that teacher, they would be more than willing to put one of these in their classroom, so every time they come back from the bathroom or from eating or whatever, they can just wipe their hands and you'll feel better.
I'm going to add two quick things right here. The one difference that I've noticed, and I'm a guy, so it takes a lot for me to notice things, but the aloe vera that she's talking about here, the food grade, it's edible. Okay, so you know, the alcohol isn't edible, but it's in such a small quantity. If they get a little bit in their mouth, it's not going to hurt them. The glycerin's edible too. The aloe vera cosmetic grade, okay, it's not quote unquote edible, even though it is, but the difference between the two is it's thicker. So if you like a thicker gel, like the Purell stuff, then the cosmetic is the way to go, but it's more expensive, and like she said, we use what we have on the homestead. The other thing I wanted to bring up, and I use this, it's totally separate, but it's something I just wanted to bring up because we had it here, tea tree oil. How many times have you went into a hotel room and thought, man, is there bed bugs here? Guess what? You could take 10 drops of this tea tree oil and put it in a quarter cup of water in a little spray bottle, shake it up, pull the bed covers back, spray the bed, walk out for a half an hour and come back, and it kills the bed bugs that are on that bed for you. So that's just a little hack from the Alaska Rural Homestead.
So hopefully you liked this video and enjoyed it, and give us a thumbs up.
We'll have the recipe on the video as well as in the comments. Please give us your comments if you have any questions or concerns. We'd love to hear those too. Give us that subscribe. Thank you.